Just kidding, I'm back. I didn't really leave you.
The moon shines red, rainy skies ahead, and her heart beats fled. Woke up in her bed to the moonlight.
So today I thought that I would talk about dealing with body image and eating disorder recovery. Body image is by far the hardest thing to tackle, in my opinion. In treatment, they actually say that body image issues are the last to go. So it is definitely the hardest. It takes the longest amount of time, but improving your body image as much as you can is definitely worth it. So I would give it a try if you are at a place where you feel comfortable to do so. The first thing that I would say is to not ever let yourself know your weight. If you want to hear a more in-depth version of my opinion on that, then just watch my last video that I made, which is my top eating disorder recovery tips. I will link it below. My second tip is give yourself a time limit that you can spend on Instagram so you don't get caught up for a really long time looking at all of these people's bodies that you wish you could have that aren't their real bodies. Just limit your amount of time on social media, because that is super helpful, my friend, let me tell you. Number 3 is to give away your old clothes that don't fit you anymore. I know that the only reason that I would keep those clothes around is so I could fit into them in the future, and that is not constructive or beneficial to your recovery at all. So don't do it, please. No matter how much you want to keep them, don't. Number 4 is to cut the tags off of your existing clothes that you are keeping and your new clothes. That way, if you're struggling with the size that you're currently at, you don't have to be reminded of it every time you go to put on a new outfit. And you don't have to worry about other people seeing that as well, which of course I would love to just tell you to try to accept the size that you're at and be okay with letting other people know that. But you know what? No one really is, so I'm just trying to help you figure out how to best manage the insecurities rather than just eliminate them, because in my opinion that is just way too hard of a task, and I'm trying to eliminate my body image insecurities as much as possible. But I think that managing your insecurities when it comes to your body is a better first step than just trying to eliminate your insecurities altogether. And don't buy clothes in your old size either, because that is just motivating you to lose weight, and that is definitely not the goal. It's not the goal. Keep that in your head. It is not the goal. Not the goal. I'm hoping that if I say it enough times that I can drill it into your brain, and then maybe you'll believe it. Don't know if that's gonna happen, but. Number 5, which is my last tip, is to delete your sick photos. The only purpose that keeping those around could possibly serve is making you feel like shit about yourself now. And why would you want to do that? Why would you keep something around that's only intent is to trigger you? This is definitely a really hard thing to do, but deleting these pictures is gonna help you a lot, and when you are tempted to look at them in the future, then you don't have the option, and you're doing your future self a solid. Comparison is such a huge part of having an eating disorder. And even if you don't have an eating disorder, it's a big part of just having bad body image. Comparing yourself to yourself is so much worse. I know that for me, it has a huge impact. When I look at those photos of myself from before, when I was really sick, I would just think to myself like,
oh my gosh, I want to be that small again. Oh.
And why? Why? Why is that a motivating thing for me? You know, I see myself looking so unhappy, looking and feeling so lifeless, having these relationships that were so strained, how ill I was, how I had to take all of these medications just to survive. That's not a life. That's not anything. Why is that something that I'm drawn to? You know, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it at all. I'm fine with having some body insecurities rather than having more body insecurities and not having a life. So just think about that if you do choose to look at those photos, because it's a great way to keep yourself from going back down that bad path. The strange thing is that at the time I enjoyed being sick. Like, I enjoyed having all of these medical issues because I felt like I was successful. Hello? Come in. I told you it sounds like somebody's knocking on my door and there's nobody there. In one of my videos when I was talking about my house being haunted, proof right there, caught on camera. I told you. I enjoyed having all of these medical issues because it made me feel like I was successful at my eating disorder, which is something that I feel like I don't ever really hear people talk about. In treatment, I found out that this is a really, really common thing, and on the internet, I don't ever really hear it being discussed. So I just thought that I would share that. Thinking that and feeling that way is normal. It's kind of messed up, but it's normal to somebody that has an eating disorder. I'm still screaming at my past self for giving me all of the medical issues that I have to still deal with now. And so why do I look at those pictures and think that it's a good idea to just start it all over again? It makes no logical sense. And it makes less sense to me now that I'm like saying it out loud. So hopefully that resonates with you and you're able to think about it twice and then not look at the pictures in the first place. Questioning if doing it all over again is worth it is not even worth questioning. That sounded like really poetic. So yeah. Anyways, I like to think about what I have now that I didn't have back then because of my eating disorder. Number one is confidence. Ugh, confidence. I had no idea how great confidence felt to have. It's a really great thing, I gotta tell you. Get yourself some confidence and you will thrive. I feel like a badass now and I love it. I live for it. I am much closer with my family now. I have a great relationship with so many of my family members that I did not have before, and I don't want to let that go. I finally know who I am for the first time in like ever. For the first time in forever. So just think about all of the things that are different now if you've already recovered and are trying not to relapse. All of the things that you are happy about, all of your newfound changes and personality differences that you're happy with. Anyways, I love you guys and I will see you all super soon. Make sure to check out my social media and my music in the links below and subscribe to this channel, like the video, hit the bell so you get notified when I upload, and I will see you soon.